Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that can change your entire life. Starting today, the words you speak over yourself matter more than anything anyone else ever says about you. Too many people talk themselves out of success before life even gives them a chance. You wake up saying you're tired. You say you're unlucky. You say nothing ever works. You say you don't deserve more. And then you wonder why life keeps giving you exactly what you spoke. If you want your life to shift, if you want the doors to open, if you want blessings to find you, then you've got to start speaking blessings upon yourself. Your words are one of the greatest forces shaping your entire life. Whether you realize it or not, every sentence you speak over yourself carries direction, energy, and impact. Most people underestimate the power of their own voice. They assume that words are just expressions, just reactions to what's happening around them. But the truth is, your life is always moving in the direction of the language you consistently use. When you repeatedly speak doubt, struggle, limitation, or fear, you slowly shape a life that reflects those exact things. And when you choose to speak blessings, strength, confidence, and possibility, you start aligning yourself with opportunities that match those declarations. The words coming out of your mouth are not just communication, they are creation. Every time you speak, you are building something in your mind, in your belief system, and in your future. Think about the times you've said, good enough. Things never work out for me. You may have brushed them off as harmless expressions of frustration, but those, do not disappear. They set onto your subconscious, shaping how you think, how you act, and what you expect from life. When you keep saying you're tired, life doesn't give you energy. When you keep saying nothing ever works, life doesn't. How your mind responds to your thoughts show you solutions. When you speak failure, you start behaving as if failure is inevitable. Your words build the emotional atmosphere you live in every day. That's why some people feel stuck even when they're trying hard. Their actions are moving forward, but their words are pulling them backward. They're working with their hands and destroying with their mouth. On the other hand, when you start speaking blessings over yourself, you begin to shift the energy that surrounds you. When you say, I am improving, your mind starts searching for ways to grow. When you say, I deserve good things, you become more open to opportunities. When you say something great is coming, you train your heart to stay hopeful and alert. Speaking blessings is not pretending life is perfect. It's declaring what is possible for your life. It's choosing to speak from faith instead of fear. Words can lift you or crush you, push you, or paralyze you. Open doors or close them. What you say becomes what you expect, and what you expect becomes what you attract. Most people don't understand that their words are seeds planted into the soil of their future. You cannot plant seeds of negativity and expect a harvest of blessings. You cannot constantly speak defeat and hope for victory. You cannot talk like a victim and rise like a champion. Your future listens to your mouth before it listens to your actions. Your words set the tone for your thoughts, your attitude, your belief, and your reactions. Even your body responds to your words. Stress increases when you speak fear. Confidence grows when you speak strength. Your inner voice becomes the soundtrack that guides every decision you make. So if you want to elevate your life, Start by elevating your language. When you speak blessings upon yourself, you begin breaking old patterns that have held you back for years. You start rewriting stories you once accepted as unchangeable. You stop agreeing with the negativity that other people placed on you. You stop repeating the lies you once told yourself. Speaking blessings is a daily discipline. It's choosing your words carefully, intentionally, and powerfully. It's refusing to let anger or disappointment push harmful language out of your mouth. Even on difficult days, you keep speaking life. Even when you don't feel strong, you speak strength. Even when you don't see progress, you speak growth. Your words lead and your feelings follow. You don't need perfect circumstances to speak blessings. You need the courage to say, I am capable. Even when you're unsure, you need the courage to say, I am worthy. Even when life has knocked you down, you need the courage to say, I am built for more. Even when you haven't experienced more yet, speak blessings with determination, with conviction, with consistency. Speak them until the words sink into your belief system. Speak them until your mindset changes. Speak them until opportunities start aligning. Speaking blessings over your life. Speak them until you become the version of yourself that your words have been shaping. Your mouth is not just a tool for communication. It is a powerful instrument for transformation. When you speak blessings upon yourself, you aren't just changing your words, you're changing your life. Speaking blessings over yourself does more than make you feel good in the moment. It actually builds a foundation of confidence, inner strength, and forward momentum that reshapes your entire mindset. When you repeatedly affirm positive things about who you are and who you are becoming, you train your mind to operate with clarity, purpose, and belief. Confidence is not something you magically wake up with one day, and it's not something other people can hand to you. It grows from the words you feed yourself. Every declaration of strength you make adds another block to your internal foundation. When you say, I can handle this, you reinforce your resilience. When you say, I am capable of more, you push your limits. When you say, I am worthy of success, you give yourself permission to pursue opportunities that once felt out of reach. So many people underestimate how much their self-talk is shaping their self-image. You can't walk like a winner if you speak like a quitter. You can't chase big dreams if you keep telling yourself you're small. Confidence is built when your words lift you instead of weakening you. The moment you start speaking both blessings is the moment you stop allowing doubt to dominate your internal conversation. Blessings shift your focus from what you fear to what you can achieve. They pull your attention away from your flaws and direct it toward your strengths. They remind you of your purpose when life tries to distract you with challenges. Blessings renew the voice of belief inside you until it becomes louder than any voice of insecurity. Positive declarations also shape the energy you bring into every space you enter. When you speak blessings upon yourself regularly, you carry yourself differently. You walk with more certainty. You think with more clarity, and you speak with more assurance. People can feel that energy. Opportunities are attracted to people who believe in themselves. Doors open more easily for those who show conviction. Even when you're in unfamiliar situations, speaking blessings helps you anchor your mindset and stand strong. You don't crumble under pressure as easily because your words have built resilience in advance. You don't run from challenges because your words have prepared you to face them with courage. And it's not just confidence that grows. Your belief system expands when you speak blessings like, I am going to grow. I am going to succeed. I am moving forward. You begin to internalize these messages. Belief is the fuel that drives all progress. Without belief, talent doesn't matter. Potential doesn't matter. Effort doesn't matter. Your belief system determines how boldly you move, how persistently you fight, and how patiently you endure. Blessings feed that belief. Why positive declarations matter. Strengthen it until it becomes unshakable. Even when circumstances are difficult, blessings remind you that you still have the ability to rise. Speaking blessings also attracts opportunities because it changes what you pay attention to. When your language shifts, your perception shifts. When you declare positive things, your mind starts noticing chances to grow that you once overlooked. You start seeing solutions instead of problems. You spot openings instead of obstacles. You recognize possibilities instead of limitations. Blessings put you in a mindset that is open, alert, and ready to receive. You no longer move through life passively. You move with intention and awareness. Good things start happening not because life suddenly got easier, but because your attitude and perspective sharpen. Another powerful effect of speaking blessings is that it strengthens your emotional stability. Life is full of pressure, setbacks, disappointments, and unexpected turns, but your words can become your anchor. When you bless yourself with words of encouragement, you are building emotional armor. You stay more grounded when challenges show up. You stay more hopeful when delays test your patience. You stay more focused when distractions try to pull you off track. Blessings help you resist the negative emotions that once controlled you. They remind you that struggle is temporary, but strength is permanent. Speaking blessings also gives you permission to dream bigger. When you talk to yourself with boldness and faith, you remove the limits that doubt once placed on your imagination. You begin to expect more, try more, attempt more, and reach higher. Blessings allow you to envision a future that aligns with your highest potential. They break you out of small thinking. They expand what you believe is possible for your life. They inspire you to move with purpose instead of fear. Every blessing you speak is a step toward a stronger, more confident, more grounded version of yourself. Your words are building your future, shaping your mindset, and defining your inner power. When you speak blessings upon yourself consistently, you transform the way you think, grow, and pursue everything that belongs to you. Negative self-talk is one of the most damaging habits a person can develop. And the strange part is most people don't even realize they are doing it. They speak words out of frustration, disappointment, or insecurity, not understanding that every negative statement becomes a limitation placed on their own life. Saying things like, I'm not capable, I always fail, nothing goes right for me, or I don't deserve better, becomes a silent contract you sign with yourself. Those words turn into beliefs. Those beliefs shape your behavior, and that behavior forms your reality. You might be working hard, praying, planning, or hoping for a better future. But if your mouth keeps repeating your feet, you keep pulling yourself backward. without even noticing. Negative self-talk creates invisible walls around your growth. It stops you from taking risks. It weakens your confidence, and it tells changing your self-talk to change your life. Your mind to expect failure even before you start. You begin doubting your abilities, questioning your value, and shrinking your dreams to match the negative language you've been speaking for years. Many people blame their situation, their environment, or their past for holding them back. But the truth is, the biggest obstacle is the story they keep telling themselves. If you keep saying you can't, your mind won't even try to find a way. If you keep calling yourself unlucky, you won't see the opportunities right in front of you. If you speak like a defeated person, you will start living like one. What makes negative self-talk so dangerous is that it feels normal. People speak negatively to themselves because they've heard those words before from critics, from failure, from childhood, from society. After hearing negativity long enough, they start repeating it unconsciously. They don't realize they are agreeing with voices that never wanted to see them win in the first place. They carry those words into adulthood and let them shape their entire identity. A single negative phrase repeated often enough becomes a belief. And once something becomes a belief, it takes control of your choices, your mindset, and your path. But just as negative words can build walls, they can also block blessings. Life offers new chances, new ideas, new relationships, and new opportunities every day. But your words decide whether you receive them or reject them. When you say, "I'm not ready," you turn away a blessing meant to prepare you. When you say, "I'm not smart," you avoid an opportunity that could have helped you learn. When you say, "I'm not worthy," you push away the abundance that was already on its way. Negative self-talk becomes a silent sabotage that stops blessings from reaching you. Not because they aren't available, but because you keep declaring that you aren't ready for them. Even worse, negative self-talk weakens your emotional and mental strength. It drains your energy, lowers your self-esteem, and increases stress. When your internal voice is harsh, you become your own worst critic. You stop believing everyone else sees you the same way you see yourself. You hesitate to make moves, fearing judgment. You settle for less because you convince yourself you can't do better. You tolerate situations that break you because your words have convinced you that you don't deserve anything different. The emotional weight of negative speech becomes heavier over time, shaping your attitude and damaging your confidence. But the moment you become aware of this pattern, you have the power to break it. You can interrupt negative self-talk by replacing it with intentional, positive, blessing-filled language. You can catch the moments when your old mindset tries to sabotage you and redirect your words. The law of attraction explained by Steve Harvey. Toward encouragement. When your mind says, "I can't," you can speak, "I'll try." When your thoughts say, "I'm not enough," you can declare, "I'm growing." When your fears whisper, "You will fail," you can respond, "I'm learning and I'm improving." Change starts with a single word spoken differently. You cannot stop negative thoughts from arriving, but you can stop them from becoming the language of your life. When you protect your speech, you protect your future. When you speak blessings instead of curses, you open doors that negative self-talk once locked shut. Your words shape your mindset, and your mindset shapes your destiny. Replace negativity with empowerment and watch your entire life shift. Speaking positive declarations, even before you see any results, is one of the most powerful disciplines you can develop, because your words are not supposed to describe your situation. They are supposed to shape it. Too often people wait for life to get better before they start speaking better. They wait for success before they talk like successful people. They wait for confidence before they speak confidently. They wait for blessings before they speak bless. But that is the opposite of how transformation works. Your words are meant to come first. They come before the growth, before the breakthrough, before the evidence. Speaking positive declarations is about planting seeds, not reporting the current weather. If you only speak based on what you see, you limit yourself to your present reality. But when you speak based on what you believe, you begin creating a new reality long before it shows up. Every successful person you admire mastered the art of speaking things into existence before there was any sign of progress. They talked like winners while they were still struggling. They affirmed strength while they were still weak. They spoke of growth when nothing around them looked promising. That is because positive declarations reprogram the mind to expect more, to reach higher, to see opportunity, and to work with a different level of intention. When you say, "I will rise," your spirit starts preparing for elevation. When you say, "I will succeed," your actions begin aligning with success. When you say, "I am moving forward," your focus shifts toward the path ahead instead of dwelling on the setbacks behind you. There is a power in declaring your future before it unfolds, because your words activate your belief system. Belief is not automatic. It must be fed. When you speak positive declarations daily, you reinforce the idea that something greater is possible, even when circumstances try to convince you otherwise. You remind yourself of your potential. You anchor yourself in hope, and you strengthen your inner resolve. The mind believes what it hears repeatedly. If you speak fear, it will believe in fear. If you speak doubt, it will believe in doubt. But if you speak empowerment, possibility, and blessing, your mind begins to operate at that higher level. Speaking positivity ahead of time also breaks the emotional patterns that keep you stuck. When you feel discouraged but still declare, "I am overcoming this," you weaken the hold of negativity. When you feel unprepared but say, "I am capable," you interrupt the narrative of insecurity. When you encouragement to step into your purpose, feel lost but boldly declare, "Am finding my way," you are fighting back against the emotional weight that once held you down. Positive declarations give you authority over your emotions instead of allowing your emotions to control your language. They help you rise above temporary feelings and root yourself in long-term purpose. Another reason speaking positive declarations is so important is that your words attract opportunities that match your expectations. When you talk like a person who is ready for success, you naturally begin seeking ideas, connections, and actions that align with that success. You carry yourself differently. You communicate differently. You respond differently. You take risks you would have avoided before. People start treating you according to the energy you project. Positive declarations elevate your vibration. Your entire presence changes, and life meets you at the level of your expectations. Declaring positive outcomes also builds resilience. When tough times hit, your declarations remind you of your purpose and your strength. They keep you grounded when life tries to knock you off course. They give you the courage to keep pushing. When the path gets hard, you stop giving up so easily because your words have trained you to believe that the difficulty is temporary and the breakthrough is coming. People who speak positively ahead of time are harder to break, harder to discourage, and harder to defeat because their mindset has already been prepared for victory. Speaking positive declarations is not about ignoring reality. It is about refusing to be limited by it. It is about choosing faith over fear, vision over doubt, and possibility over limitation. Your life will always move toward the direction of your most dominant words. When you speak blessings boldly, consistently, and confidently, you create an atmosphere where growth can happen, where opportunities can arise, and where transformation becomes possible. Your words lead and your reality follows. Let the doubt, negativity, or disbelief of others shape the words you speak about yourself. Because the truth is, most people talk from their own limitations, not yours. When someone tells you what you can't do, they're revealing the limits of their imagination, not the boundaries of your potential. I'm not the moment you start repeating their doubt with your own mouth. You adopt limitations that never belonged to you in the first place. Your voice carries more power over your life than anyone else's, which is why you must guard it carefully. People may have opinions, but opinions don't define destinies. What you speak about yourself, what you declare about your life, and what you believe about your abilities will always matter more than what others say. Many people waste years carrying the weight of someone else's words. Something a teacher said, something a parent said in anger, something a friend or partner spoke in jealousy, something society decided for them. Those words echo in their mind until they begin to accept them as truth. And once they accept it, they start repeating it. That's how doubt becomes a cycle. Someone else plants it, but you water it with your own voice. You have to break that cycle by refusing to give power to the doubts of others. When someone tells you that you're not capable, you must be bold enough to speak the opposite. When someone tells you that you're not enough, you have to declare that you were built for more. When someone tells you your dream is impossible, you must answer with words that fuel your belief instead of feeding their doubt. Your words create your identity. How to rewire your mind for success. If you speak like a defeated person, you become one. But when you speak like a person who knows their worth, your entire presence changes. You walk differently. You make decisions differently. You take risks differently. Speaking blessings over yourself is not arrogance. It is alignment. It is aligning your thoughts and your actions and your spirit with the vision you carry in your heart. Don't let the noise around you drown out the voice within you. There will always be people who don't believe in your vision because they weren't given the vision. They weren't shown your purpose. They weren't designed to walk your path. Stop expecting people to understand what God whispered to you privately. When you choose your words based on someone else's doubt, you give them control over the direction of your life. But when you choose your words based on your potential, you reclaim that control. You begin to strengthen your belief system from the inside out. You learn to trust your own journey. Even when others don't see where you're headed, you start validating your own dreams instead of waiting for someone else to approve them. Speaking blessings is your way of declaring, I decide what I become. I decide what I chase. I decide what grows in my life. You must also understand that people often project their own fears. Someone who failed will tell you it's impossible. Someone who is insecure will tell you you're dreaming too big. Someone who quit their goals will tell you to be realistic. Their words reveal their wounds, not your reality. You can't let their fear become your language. You can't let their past become your future. You can't let their experiences rewrite your destiny. Your responsibility is there to match their doubt, is to rise above it. Speak words that lift you. Speak words that prepare you. Speak words that empower you. When you talk from belief instead of fear, your energy shifts. You stop shrinking to make others comfortable. You stop apologizing for your ambition. You stop delaying your dreams. Your language becomes a bull, source of strength instead of a source of weakness. People may never believe in you, but you must speak blessings until you begin to believe in yourself at a level nobody can shake. Your words are the foundation of the life you're building. Make sure they reflect where you're going, not where others think you should stay. Speaking blessings consistently with confidence and conviction has the power to transform not just your mindset, but your habits, your attitude, and the entire direction of your life. A transformed life is not the result of one big moment. It's the result of countless small decisions repeated over time. And one of the most powerful decisions you can make daily is choosing the right words. The language you use becomes the environment your mind grows in. If your words are positive, purposeful, or full belief, your mind becomes a place where growth can flourish. But if your words remain negative, fearful, or self-limiting, your mind becomes hostile to progress. That is why speaking blessings must be a lifestyle, not a one-time practice. When you repeat words of strength, encouragement, and purpose each day, you rewire the mental patterns that once held you back. You stop operating from survival mode and start operating from possibility. Your brain begins to create new pathways that expect success rather than fear it. Over time, you start responding differently to challenges. Instead of panicking, you stay grounded. Instead of giving up, you refocus. Instead of shrinking, you rise. This shift in your mindset changes the way you move through the world. You no longer see obstacles as the end. You see them as part of the journey. Speaking blessings also shapes your habits, words, final message, and blessing. Influence feelings. Feelings influence actions, and actions create habits. When you tell yourself, I am disciplined, you start making choices that reflect discipline. When you say, I am focused, you begin eliminating distractions. When you declare, I am growing, you seek activities that support your growth. Your habits align with the identity you speak over yourself. Over time, these habits compound, creating long-term transformation. This is how you elevate your life from the inside out, by speaking the version of yourself you aspire to become until your actions catch up with your declarations. Your emotional resilience also strengthens when your speech shifts. Life will always bring moments that test your patience, challenge your faith, or push you outside your comfort zone. But when blessings are part of your daily language, you remain hopeful even in uncertainty. You find courage even when things get tough. You learn to trust that process instead of panicking through it. Consistent positive speech builds emotional stability because it keeps your focus on possibility rather than fear. You approach problems with a solution-driven mindset because your words have trained you to think in terms of growth instead of defeat. Speaking blessings also transforms how you see yourself and how you show up in the world. Self-worth is built through repeated affirmation. When you declare daily, I am worthy, I am capable, I am becoming better, you reinforce your value. You stop settling for relationships, jobs, or environments that drain you. You start making choices that align with your worth. You become more confident, more selective, and more intentional. People treat you differently because you treat yourself differently. You carry yourself with a new level of certainty, and that certainty shifts the way the world responds to you over time. Consistent, positive language also changes your direction in life. Opportunities that once felt too big suddenly feel reachable. Dreams that felt distant feel possible. You begin moving with purpose rather than drifting without direction. Blessings become the fuel that drives your ambition. They guide your decisions and inspire you to stretch beyond your comfort zone. They remind you that your life is not defined by where you started, but by where you choose to go. Each day you speak blessings. You walk closer to the version of yourself you were always meant to become.